homeland of the Yoruba culture is Nigeria, with a population of about 25 million people that make up one of Africa's largest ethnic groups. Oral history traces the Yoruba ancestry to Oduduwa, and after the death of Oduduwa, there was the dispersal of his children from Ile-Ife to form another kingdoms and eventually the Yoruba Nation. Yorubas are predominantly settled in Oyo, Ogun, Osun, Ekiti, Ondo, some parts of Kogi State, Kwara, and Edo State of Nigeria. Apart from being found in Nigeria, the Yoruba people and culture also can be found in some parts of Benin Republic, Togo, Ghana, and some parts of Sierra Leone. What could be responsible for their presence in these West African countries? Well, history has it that the Yoruba nation scattered since the 18th century as a result of the European colonial policy of partitioning their West African colonies. Several Yoruba communities were unevenly divided into other communities. The Yoruba nations, as regards this piece, doesn't reflect a single community in a country, but cutting across the diaspora. For example, Benin Republic is a country which borders Nigeria to the west. There are about 1.5 million Yoruba people living in the central and southeastern parts of the country who speak another interesting dialect of the Yoruba language. Some of the main Yoruba cities in Benin Republic include Ketu, Cotonou Sabe, and Porto Novo, also known as Ajashe, its original Yoruba name. In Togo, the Yoruba occupy the south-central regions of the country. Togo's second largest city, Atakpami-Ana, is called Ife-Ana in Yoruba City, and it also is the commercial capital of Togo. Also in Ghana, there are about 50 Yoruba villages in there. The presence of the Yoruba community in Sierra Leone accounts to the Yoruba-speaking slaves settling in there after the abolition of the transatlantic slave trade. The Yoruba nation, apart from their presence in West Africa, have a large concentration in diaspora, especially the Caribbean and some South American countries. Brazil has the highest number of Yoruba people outside West Africa, as it is claimed that close to 20 million people in Brazil have the Yoruba origin. The Yoruba culture, traditions, and beliefs are still highly upheld in Brazil. This is evidenced by the various denominations of the Yoruba or Orixa religious festivals that are prevalent in Brazil. Cuba is another country worthy of mention, not just because of its citizens who trace their ancestry to West Africa, but also because of the large presence of the Yoruba in there. The Yoruba nation in Cuba is of great significance because the basis of their traditional beliefs could be traced to the Yoruba culture. In Cuba, the worship of Ifa is prevalent. Santeria and Lukumi are also important denominations of Yoruba religion in Cuba. It is estimated that there are over 70 different dialects of the Yoruba language in West Africa and diaspora. As numerous as these dialects are, it is very interesting to note that these dialects are mutually intelligible despite the difference in geographical location. Another interesting thing worthy of note about the Yoruba nation is that they are claimed to have the highest twinning rates in the world. You want twins? Then marry from the Yoruba tribe. This is where we wrap up our short expose on the Yoruba nation. It's been Africa in a Bit on Hit Culture Space.